Today we'll talk about things I would do differently if I was a new trader, things you can use to advance your learning curve in trading, become better faster. So we'll dive right in. So a couple of days ago, I had a trader reaching out and asking me for tips as a new trader. Things you could do, things you could work on to get better results. And I was wondering, if I was new again, what would I do? What would I focus on? What are some things I would maybe avoid or skip? And I've come up with a list of 5 things. I think these are going to be helpful for you no matter what stage you're at. And let me know in the comment section below which one you like the most or which one you will apply, you will use for your own trading. Okay, number 1 is don't learn from flashy traders. Now, I've never done this myself, but I see guys who are learning from these guys who show off their Lamborghini, their private jets. And I think that because they show money online, that they have money and that they make their money from trading. So 2 fallacies here, two wrong ways to see it. First of all, maybe they don't have money. Maybe it's just like something they rent. They could rent a car very easily in one day, take a bunch of photos, post this for the next month. And it's quite affordable. And if they really have money, maybe they've not made that money from trading. That money could come from whatever else they do. It could come from drugs, it could come from anything else, it could come from selling courses, and you don't know what it comes from. So there's a lot of like fake stuff on social media. Hence why I like to kind of try to focus on posting real stuff and the day-to-day of what I do. Even though I travel, I have a lot of enjoyable time. I'm not flashing cars or I'm not buying Lamborghinis because I know this is first of all a waste of money for me. It's not something that will help me to trade better, so it's a bad investment. And even if I were to have a fancy car, I could invest that money into ETFs or my own trading and get much better results. So it makes no sense to put that money on a car and just waste it over time, have it depreciate, versus spending it on yourself, developing yourself, building your empire, and investing back into your own trading account. I drive here in Thailand a Mazda 2 that I bought 2 years ago for $17,000, which to me works totally fine. And I'm totally happy with it. So if you see flashy traders, ask yourself, if they made that money from trading, first of all, and do they actually own these things or do they not own these things? Is it just like want to show off? Usually people who have no money want to show off that they're rich, and people who have money don't care about showing off that they're rich. They don't care about it because they have no one to really impress. They want to invest and like work on their thing and become better that way. Okay, but all right, let's dive into some things that are more applicable to actual trading and kind of learning better. First of all is using chart time wisely to learn. Now, most people don't use chart times correctly. They go at their charts, they want to place trades, they go into trades, they get out, they have losses, then they kind of go away and want to do it again the next day, right? So they're not actually using their chart time to learn new things. And I found that sometimes when you look at the charts, you try to understand the patterns, learn by yourself, you can get a lot more out of it than just taking trades. Taking trades is all good. Sure, you need to take trades, but you don't have to take trades and go away and learn nothing. You should be learning something every day. You should be able to spot patterns every day and make notes of them somewhere. Use that chart time you have to look at the past. Look through like special events. Look through the elections in the US or the elections in different countries. Look through the crisis, the stock market crash in 2008. Look at how this worked out in the market. How could you have kind of seen it, or how could you have taken actions and traded it? That will give you a big edge in the future because these things will repeat. They will happen over and over again. But most traders who are not aware of it will just kind of get stuck and sort of freeze when these things happen and not be able to benefit from them. Just look at the patterns, look at previous events, and find ways to get an edge in the market and see if these things occur over and over again. And maybe they can give you a good idea for strategy or something you can try to trade yourself. Now, if you need to take trades, because of course you will take trades, please track them somewhere. At least have a log of trades you can go back to, some screenshots somewhere. It could be on Trello, like the way I do it, or it could just be where you kind of have some screenshots in a folder and then you can look back at them later. Now, of course, you're going to have a lot of bad trades in the beginning. Like you don't have a strategy, you trade whatever you want. You have a lot of trades you're not proud of. But in the future, you can go back and review these trades, find out where your edge was, where your edge was not, and find ways to kind of become better and get better results. Sometimes traders have a tough time because they feel like they've been losing, they feel like they're really bad traders, but they've not tracked any kind of trade. They think they lose all the time, but they actually lose only maybe half the time or 30% of the time. Their auto trades are actually good. Auto traders have taken many trades, but they don't know whether the strategy works or not because it's not been tracked it. They have some trades they follow their plan, some trades they don't follow their plan, and it's all mixed up into their account P&L, and they have no way to know what works for them and what doesn't work for them. So keeping track, some kind of log, some kind of screenshot folder of your trades will be very useful in the future. Painful to look at, yes, definitely, but useful to learn and become better, and it's all about learning and growing in trading. So you might as well keep track of it and use it for the future. I wish I had trades from like back in 2015 when I started trading where I could look back at them. I only have my broker statement, which is very little kind of evidence to know what I was doing well or not well. I don't have any like detailed screenshots. I began doing this in 2016 or so, roughly 3 years after I began trading. And that's something where I think I could have gotten some benefits from it a long time before by looking at the statements by looking at the trades I took with different strategies, things I was testing back then. That could be useful to learn and become better. Okay, number 3. Now this is a big one here. Now this is something I've wished I did a long time ago. And I'm talking about here making a graduation plan. A graduation plan is a term that Michael Tama, who's a good friend of mine, a trader managing a big fund, talks about a lot. And he introduced me to that topic a few years back. I call it some kind of like progress plan or growth plan, if you wish. Same principle. We need to have a plan on how we're going to scale up and improve in trading over time. So making steps to get to a bigger goal. It's nice to have a big goal, like a big vision, or if you want to be a millionaire, live on the beach, have this and that. But what steps are you taking to get there? Like, what's your plan to become better over time? So the way this works is you'll see it on the screen right here. I have this very simple template that I use, and I basically put my steps, so things I want to do. If I have no strategy, for example, and I want to start from scratch, I want to be able to come up with the strategy first. I want to be able to test it. I want to be able to then go demo with it, then go live, then increase the capital live with it. So these are all steps, right? These are all action items. And then on the other side of this, I need to have what's my scale up? Like, how do I grow from here? And the idea is we can grow 3 ways. We can increase the risk, which is not totally recommended. Could be good if you start with like a very low risk per trade. Then you can increase over time to 1 or 2% per trade. That's fine. Second thing is we can increase and grow in terms of the type of account we trade. Are we trading a demo account? Are we trading even no demo, just backtesting? Or are we going live? We can go from demo to live. It's a good step to take. And that's a way to grow and kind of like increase and graduate over time. Third way is we can increase in capital. So we can put more money in our account. We can get profit from the account. We can get funding that way. And this helps us to grow our account. So each of these stages, you should have an action item, something you need to do, you need to complete. And then you have a specific increase or scale up to your account. So either in terms of account type, capital, or risk. And if you do it that way and you continue, and you want to make sure that when you move to the next step, you keep following your plan and your profits are still good. So if you have a month where you have a loss, then you don't want to go to the next step. You want to come back, maybe set this step for longer until you get more comfortable with it. And then when your results are profitable and you respect your plan at least 95% of the time, then you can move to that next step, that next level. So if you do this, you move forward, you take the right steps, the right actions, you have profitable results, you respect your plan, you move one more step. If at this step you don't follow your plan or you don't have a profitable series of trades, you go back to the previous step or stay at this one until you get better results. Okay, this really makes it easy to grow and you have all the things planned out from the start. You don't have to second guess, when am I going to take a profit challenge? When am I going to add money to my account? You can just refer back to your growth plan or what we also call a graduation plan and then decide where you should be and what next steps you need to take and what capital you should be at in that case. So it makes it a lot easier to grow and move forward and get the results you want over time. Okay, number 4 is, I think, a given one, but you should always test the strategies you have or you plan to trade. I've done that mistake in the past and I'm sure you've did it also, where you find a strategy on YouTube, you're super excited about it, then you go and trade it the next week. Then you have a losing week, then you drop it, then you go find something else, then you trade it, then you also drop it because you don't like the results, and then you just go in that cycle for a long time. But what if you tested the strategy first? What if you went on YouTube, found something cool, but you actually want to test it, so we'll do some back tests and look at the stats of it, and then decide if you want to trade it or not. That's a much more common, reflected approach to trading. So we don't know if the strategy we find online are still useful or still work. We don't know if the strategy we pick in the book is still profitable. Many times the strategies are too old or they're not just clear enough, or the guys sharing them are just basically not trading at all, so they just share stuff that they've heard, or they just repeat the same nonsense they've heard before. So it's very important for you to test things that you come across because you want to make sure they have an edge. In the end, you trade your money. You don't want to lose your money because you heard something from a guy who you think is profitable, but you're not sure about. So always test the strategies you come across. Even if you have to go across and learn my strategy, which I know works because I've traded it for years, you still want to test it. I'll leave a video here in the corner where you can watch my strategy in detail if you want to have a look at it and learn what I'm trading exactly. But still test it by yourself and understand the stats behind it before you go live with it. That makes your mindset, first of all, a lot better because you know it will work. You don't have to second guess yourself. You don't have to think, maybe it's going to work. Maybe I should cut this trade. Maybe I should do this instead. You know with the strategy and the rules you have, it will work over time. So that's the first benefit of that. And the second thing is we're in trading to grow and make money, not just to have fun and like take trades and feel like we're heroes. So we need to know the strategy we have works and is profitable over time and has an edge. Otherwise, why are we trading? Just for fun, just for gambling? No, we're trading to make money and we're trading to get results over time. And that's why testing everything is very important. I released a video last Tuesday about the trader toolkit. So some tools I recommend for all traders to use. I have some things for charts, for backtesting. So have a look at it. I'll leave it here linked in the corner if you want to have a look at the tools I recommend for backtesting and for looking at data. And that will be a very good use of your time. Now, the last thing I'll do if I was a new trader again in this list of 5 things is I will build a social circle of traders. So I call it a growth circle. A circle of people you can actually grow with and learn from and become better when you're around them. Most new traders make the mistake of surrounding themselves with new traders. So they're around guys who are new to trading. They all want to learn and become better, but no one has a clue how to do it. They find a strategy, they're pumped up about it, they share it with other guys around them, they all want to trade it, then they all trade it and they all lose money together. What's the point of that? So if you surround yourself with newbies, you'll get newbie results and you will have a tough time growing. If you surround yourself with people who are a lot more advanced than you, have much better results, then your chances of succeeding are much higher. And that's the point here. I've done this where I would go to different meetups in my own city in Canada before. I would meet traders who were at a much higher level than me. Some were beginners, some were more advanced, some were trading full time. At least I could kind of filter out and see who I want to learn from and who is able to help me in my journey. And you don't want to just take value from them. You want to actually be able to help and like just be a cool guy, be a cool kind of person to connect with. Then you'll be able to ask for advice and ask for tips to grow your trading. It's a lot easier to develop the mindset of trading successfully if you're on people who are already successful or have the thoughts of successful traders already. If you're on newbies who are trying to get rich, trying to catch every move in the market, trying to kind of just learn everything at once, it's tougher to get the right mindset. And I'm trying really, really hard to help people with this because most people I realize don't have a proper circle around them where they can actually learn from and grow with. So I'm sending out every single day a daily email where I kind of give tips about trading. I call it my daily trader growth email where I send some tips every single day to your inbox about trading, some things I'm reflecting on, some lessons I've got to kind of help you become a better trader. So these emails are a good way to learn and grow at the same time. I feel like you're around me also. So you can get my same lessons, things I would usually share into coaching calls or directly with people. You can get them in your inbox every single day. And I'll leave the video for that. You can also get my free Bonjour Universal Strategy course. Totally free. You can learn the whole strategies in detail. That's going to be linked below if you want to check it out and sign up for this. And I hope you make the most of it. So check out the links below. It's going to be resources for you to help you with these tips I shared today, especially the graduation plan, these daily trader growth emails I send, and I hope I can help you out in your training journey as always. Make sure you subscribe if you're not done yet. I publish these videos 3 times a week, 2 videos in the week, 1 on the weekend where I interview a trader around the world. And I'll catch you back here in the next video pretty soon. Ciao.